You should consider donating to A Precious Child because we really think of how we can provide resources for the caregivers, the children, in the most dignified way.
The Precious Child really makes that donation stretch.
When you give to A Precious Child, we are partnered with more than 300 agency partners.
And so not only are you supporting A Precious Child through your donation, but you are supporting your local schools, your local police departments and fire departments, other nonprofits that are all working with us.
We make a difference not just in the families' lives, but in all the 300 agencies that we partner with, because we're a resource to them and they get to say yes to the family sitting in front of them.
Your donation can potentially help out a child between having a brand new pair of soccer cleats versus not even being able to participate in soccer is a huge step for those families who might not otherwise be able to put their children in those extracurricular activities because they don't have the financial resources.
There are children in need that have less than others. Myself, I was one of those children growing up on the East Coast with a single mom and had that experience of not having everything I wanted to or everything necessarily that I needed. So having that experience, going through that and knowing that there's still children out there that need those items is everything to me.
Donating to A Precious Child really gives these children the opportunities to have clothing for the school year, a jacket when the weather changes. It's a really special moment connecting them to the store just because of that reason. They can go shopping and, look at items that they can pick themselves.
I'll never forget the toy distribution that we had in our Empowerment Resource Center. I got to step in and assist at the checkout stations. It was just so cool seeing all of the families get to come in and pick out what they want. The kids were so excited to just see these brand new items, and I know that was really special for the adult caregivers as well, because instead of having to say no to their kids when they're going shopping at, a public shopping space, they got to say yes and let their kids pick out something that they wanted and get to take those home completely free of charge, which is really special to see and to be a part of.
One moment that really showed me the power of A Precious Child was our Give Sports Camp, where Lucas Gilbert came out and supported the kids on playing baseball, and just watching how kids were coming up at registration super shy and then coming out super confident and making new friendships with other children.
During one of our Give Sports camps, when we had partnered with a former Denver Bronco, we had just a group of really great kids out there learning football, having fun. But I'll never forget, at the end of the camp, there was this little girl and she was like, I'm gonna be a Denver Bronco player when I grow up. And I think it was just so cool to get to see a young girl thinking like she could achieve anything, because we were able to break down barriers and she was able to have access and see a professional athlete and like work alongside them for the day. And I just think it was so cool to see how it had opened up her eyes that anything is possible.
There we go. Of course.
One moment that really showed me the power of A Precious Child was during our Precious Gift program, where we were helping a grandma who had just taken custody of her grandkids. Every year, her grandkids said Santa never comes to their house. And to me, that's like something about childhood that is so important, to have that normalcy. That year, we were able to give them gifts, to be able to support this grandma who just had to take custody of her grandkids, and then give them the gift of the holidays so they could feel like a normal family during a really hard time for them. It just was so powerful, and it's way more than just a holiday gift. It's an experience and it's a memory, and I hope that those kids will always remember that like Santa does come to their house and they do matter.
We were holding a Precious Gift program, and a client came out of her car to make sure that she hugged tearfully every one of the volunteers and every one of the staff members to show her appreciation for the gifts for her children.
They're passionate, empathetic team members who are always showing up and putting our families first.
The reason why I'm so passionate about A Precious Child is because we're serving communities right here in our backyard, and they're kids that could be your neighbor or maybe a similar kid that you grew up with, something like that.
We are helping everyone throughout the Denver metro community, from new moms to refugees to kids who are in the foster care system to kids experiencing homelessness, kids all throughout the community who are needing that extra level of support.
And for our families, they're battling between, do I put a new diaper on or do I feed my child today? And so to have that stress and for us to be able to alleviate that stress from our families means the world to me. I know specifically I was touring with an agency partner who was able to refer a family who was using plastic bags as diapers. And they referred a family to us. We got them diapers, and that family doesn't have to use a plastic bag for their baby anymore. And to think that those are the true decisions that our families are making on a day-to-day basis.
I am a single mom, and I know what it's like to have to wait in line and take a ticket and just be a number. But A Precious Child is unique in the fact that we treat every client that comes in with dignity and respect. And when they come in our doors, not only do they receive the services that we provide, they're able to work with a family advocate to see what else is out there, because poverty isn't a cookie cutter thing.
We don't have one set standard of who we're supporting. We really see everything all across the board, from foster parents, kinships, grandparents who have taken over custody, down to parents that had a normal, regular life, and then emergency happened, somebody got sick, they lost a job, and now they're in our doors needing our services. So I think overall, the reach that A Precious Child has is why people should join our mission and donate to A Precious Child.
I always think of like that first day of school and just like not having a pencil or a paper, and how that can set a child on a wrong path because they're embarrassed that first day. They don't want to show up, and it might seem like a small gesture, but it could have the hugest impact.
If people could see what I see on a daily basis and the impact that it does have on families, it helps so many people. Like I said, if they just seen what I seen, they would donate for sure.
We think of the child holistically. We're not just trying to meet one need. We're looking at what does the child need to really be successful, and you just never know what families are going through. This one donation could make or break for a kid, whether that's school clothes, school supplies, holiday gifts, or access to opportunity funds and extracurricular activities. We're really helping the child at the core.